Hello there. This is oh, how many is it? Fourth Concertina sketchbook, and this, for some reason, this was a particularly hard one for me, as you will see shortly from the amount of drawing, erasing, drawing, erasing, drawing, erasing, drawing, erasing. It's a bit of a nightmare. I don't know. I just couldn't get my head around this one. Which is a bit weird because I think I know what my theme is, and I'm pretty sure you all know what my theme is now. But I just couldn't do what I wanted in this one. I wanted to do a couple of figures for this one. Maybe it was because I'd already done the nuns, or maybe it was just because, I don't know, maybe the image I had in my head wasn't exactly the image that is the current thing. Oh, this one's insane, this bit of drawing. Look at those trousers. Very Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. I have no idea what I was thinking when I was doing this. I just wanted to make something that looked kind of louche. Partially relaxed, but partially smart, partially too many things. The problem is here, I think I'm trying to do too many things. I didn't have a really clear idea, and I didn't feel free enough to actually just let my, take a line for a walk. So it came up a bit, which is frustrating. And the most annoying thing is that I was actually using reference photos and it still came up just wrong. Just no. The only thing I think of is that next time, if I am going to use those sort of reference photos, I should practice just copying a couple of times and then go into it. So I've got a grasp of how the shapes are and the faces and the general bodily proportions of those particular people. But I don't know. Or maybe it's just the size of it. Maybe because it's such a small thing I'm trying to draw on, that trying to do actual people, I've got to be a bit more stylised, and I was stylising in the wrong places. I don't know. But we all have these things, and you know, I comfort myself with the idea that allowing people to see when I'm not 100% successful is pretty healthy. After all, you don't want to think that it's always easy going. Yeah, these are just terrible, terrible drawings. Ugh. Also, trousers, what's that about? Yeah, I could not get my head around it. Sometimes I think, actually, it's having too much of a set idea of what you want to have in the end that can be, what's the word? It can freeze you up a bit. You're trying too hard. No one likes to try hard. So I've got like a really stiff couple of figures here that don't look in any way real. I don't know what's going on here. I was just like really overdeveloped calves on that one. But yeah, it is literally the most stiff. The proportions are all wrong as well. But then I've always had problems with proportions. It's not so much the, I don't know, the normal stuff. It's kind of trying to draw proportions according to the rules doesn't actually draw human beings. It draws mannequins, I've always thought. And people's heads are weird. For some reason I kept trying to draw these two figures, particularly scrawny. Yeah, so not allowing for shoulder width, shoulder width, hip width, necks. I don't know. Just couldn't get my head around it, which I've said about a bajillion times already. But hey, I like to be consistent. Yeah, just drawing, erasing, drawing, erasing, drawing, erasing. I was determined to get something down on paper. Just I was just making this more and more ugly. Bizarrely shaped. Such extreme profiles as well. Not even like 3/4 or anything, just like, you know those silhouettes they used to do in the Victorian era, where they just did a silhouette and it was absolutely, no, it was thanks I ate it the whole way through this thing. And just, a number of times I erased this. Lucky I had any freaking paper at the end. Because, hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it. But hey, sometimes persistence is a virtue. I mean, it's not really, but persistence to an extent is a virtue. Yeah. And it's just like, oh, I did 3 reasonably good graphic images, or graphical images, not graphic images, that makes it sound violent or sexy. But, no, just, ugh. I mean, look how ugly this face is. And normally I can do faces okay, but no, just no. I was determined at this point to draw them, and I genuinely think I should have just like thrown in the towel at this point, rather than trying to persevere with something that was just driving me up the wall. Although I think the hair came out alright. But that's the problem, you can't draw a human just made of hair. I mean, you could, but no. I hate this picture so much. Yeah, I was having a real art block time. Oh god. It's just embarrassing to watch, really. But I don't know, it's kind of good for me. But then I haven't drawn people for quite a long time. Yeah, watercolour. It seemed logical at the time. You know how it is when they're doing something, it's like, oh yeah, this totally makes sense, and then you're halfway through and you think to yourself, this totally doesn't make sense. This is... They look like corpses. They don't even look like corpses now. Just... this is the point at which I decided, oh, I know, if I put some colour on, I might have like be able to work out from the central point. I went to all this thing. So I quite liked the idea of the clothing here, sort of almost like cricket whites kind of thing. It seemed like a good idea. And I quite like the shape of it, so I might use it for something else. But yeah, this was just does look like it still freaks me out to look at it. The hair was good. But then I was young in the 80s. Well, not like a teenager or anything, but young. A formative time when hair was big and spiky. Where did all the spiky hair go? Where did all the hair go? blonde one just looks freakish. Oh, I know what I was trying to do here. I was trying to make it kind of, yeah, very much cricket whites actually, now that I'm thinking it. I don't think I was intending to make it cricket. I think I was going for a sort of tank toppy type thing. Yeah. Weird. What are we doing here? Terrifying hand. No, remove the hand. The hand lasted about 2 seconds. Not even that. I think. Oh, jeez, no. Pictures. Concentrate on the jumper. Concentrate on the jumper. That will calm you down. That will calm you down. Jumper of calmness. The thing is, I kind of backed myself into a corner here, because once you start putting down ink lines, there's not much you can do about them. But as you can see, having pencils was just wrong as well. But yeah, no butt. That guy's got no butt, no bottom at all. And then that guy has serious posture issues. Look at that. Look at this. Look at that hair. It's good hair. I could never pull off hair like that, so to speak. Yeah. Yeah, no. For some reason I decided this would be a good idea. Now look at it. It freaking gets more freakish as it goes along. See, it's too small to do that kind of shading. You need something where you can do something like really subtle and you've got some space to push it around a bit. But this is just, ooh. Oh yeah, there's some colour here. It's like kind of like old school tie type of thing, but because it's so small, it doesn't show up very much. But that's my own thing. I thought, oh, if I shade it more, it'll give it more 3-dimensionality, and then it'll be better. And then I gave up. And this is why I do this bit here. This bit I kind of wanted to get something. Yeah, so if you see here, I'm using the Posca pen, so that's like a fairly matte acrylic effects it normally gets. I don't know why I've decided to use the brush one for that, because it seems a waste of it, but there you go. In my mind, it seemed like a good idea at the time. I do have Posca pens that are more sensible than that for this particular job, but there you go. And then I decided I wanted to make it kind of iridescent-y. So look, here I am, adding on. I've got some cheap, well, I say cheap, I got some watercolour, iridescent watercolour paints, and the kind of, you know, the cheap ones where you get the really thin skims of watercolour on these little pans. I should really show you at some point, but yeah, anyway. So it kind of came out fairly pearlised. Can't really see it here though, because the lighting's all wrong. The thing is, in the room I'm in at the moment, if I have the light on, it makes the image flicker. If I have the light off, I have to use my small spotlight. And the small spotlight is quite... I think I need a couple of little lights. And the colour goes weird on the camera. I'm using a Microsoft LifeCam. Quite an old one actually. We happen to have around the house. Don't ask. We very rarely throw anything away in case it's useful. I mean, that was me attempting to show you how shimmery the shimmery stuff is. Oh, there you go. Look, that's the stuff I got. Hey, look. I'm making it even worse. Put a freaking sword in there. Look, this is one of my chunky Posca pens. Look, I'd had enough. Starting from scratch, getting rid of this nonsense. Just terrible, terrible. Not happy with it at all. However, I wasn't going to give up on this page. And yes, I was being too literal in what I was trying to do. It's kind of like, let's try and show, yay, paint drying, woo! Don't you just love it when paint dries? Metaphorical, yes, metaphorical and geometrical in a kind of way. It's me just, because I'm not very good at drawing circles. Not freehand anyway. I admire people who are, but I'm and life is too short to do that too much because I would die. See, look, you can see already. I try and do it freehand and it goes off on a little walk. Mind you, doing it with the guides wasn't much better because. So yeah, what am I doing here? I'm making a maze or an owl. No, pretty much sure, or it's a maze. It's yeah, a maze. It's a bit weird, but I don't know. I keep making that noise. It's a thing. Also, I really like labyrinths, but the whole point of a labyrinth is there's well, you can't get lost in a labyrinth because a real labyrinth just has one route through and one route back, and they're the same route basically. They're designed for contemplation. A maze is where you can get lost. A labyrinth, no. Which was meant that the film was kind of misnamed, but I'm making the noise again. It's me slowly deflating as I admit that I didn't do a very good job. But hi. So yeah. So I mean, I was trying to be literal and show partially a passage of time, but also partially two people doing a thing, waiting, I suppose, or not just waiting, like waiting actively, if that makes sense, and getting prepared, but also living what might be called their lives. But yeah, but the problem is I was copying. Amazing. Yeah, no, I really couldn't resist. I love a good pun. But I was copying someone else's vision of what it was. And while that can give you clues to how things work, it's not ultimately grateful. What was I going to say? Not ultimately. It's okay to follow other people's visions of things. There's no problem with that at all. But if you're trying to reinterpret something, or if you're trying to put your own spin on it, if you then follow someone else's idea far too much, which we all do from time to time, and we all get influenced by other people and stuff, it's not going to be as heartfelt. Does that make sense? Don't know why I'm asking you. Mind you, you can say in the comments, does it make sense? Tell me, does it make sense? If you do put anything in the comments, please feel free to like, share, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. That would be pretty cool. Oh look, I've put little things in them. So you got your maze and you've got these little things in the maze. And they're kind of like, yeah, I suppose they're representations of the two figures I was talking about before, but sort of hunting, searching, doing something. But they're teeny tiny. Ah yes, my terrible handwriting. Well, it's an attempt at kind of calligraphy. That's why I'm holding the pen funny. Again with the brushes. which is fine. I don't really do this properly. I should do it properly. I should learn how to do it properly, but I'm partially too lazy, partially very easily bored. But yes. So, yeah, that's it really. All done. And so time passes and the world turns. And there's the world. And as you can see, the little things there. Anyway, see you next time. Bye.